Welcome back to the Corona Open J-Bay. We are here at Firing Super Tubes with our current Jeep ratings leader, Matt Wilkinson, about to hit the lineup up against another Australian in Jack Freestone. It should be an epic battle. Another opportunity to see a backsider go up against a frontsider out here in what should be a really good contrasting heat. That's right, yeah. Here goes Jack Freestone by the looks of things on a good-looking wall too. Firing conditions, he just gets a little hung up there for a moment, and as a result that wave reels off without him. But Jack needs to make up some ground. He's sitting back in 26th position this year. That strong result over at Margaret River. He's up once again here, taking an insider. A very committed turn there. Chasing this wave down the line a little now. Bit of foam on the face. He's going to opt to kick on out. Can't see any quality opportunities down the line there to lay some big tracks. Also, Owen Wright.
I like what Wilco said in the very beginning. We were talking to him about what he needs to do is not get sucked up into the fireworks. He just needs to be smart and make good decisions. So here he is taking the first of the exchange, picking a wave that's going to line up and give him the pace he needs. And that's the type of surfing he is known for here at J-Bay. Upside down, backhand attack. We love to see it, and he's done it right here. He looks loose, he looks free, he does not look stressed out. We saw him come here with that yellow jersey last year with a huge lead, and he looked a little stressed. Here, a lot looser. We love that. A much more experienced Matt Wilkinson, because he's now a title contender. The size and wave, just because of the wave quality, and it paid off.
Well, here he goes again. Just trying to find a backup straight away. Has been watching all day. Just waiting for the opportunity to get out there. You'd have to call that a bit of a wave selection mistake.
The weather, I mean, it's been sunny and slightly warm.
Here we go. Jack Freestone up once again. Hangs on to that move. He's probably second guessing this right at the moment, and he opts to kick out.
It's incredible to see when a surfer knows that, like, that one little hitch or one little mistake, you look down the line, you're like, can I make up and make that decision? Can I make it up down the line? Realizing at that point, he's like, doesn't look like this wave's going to give me that opportunity. If it's going to be a big barrel, or maybe he's going to get that section that will allow him, 2 or 3 really big, strong turns. Didn't happen there, so he kicks out.
Then she used to really set that rail in the water, really revolutionize backhand surfing, and the way both of the guys surf is very much in the mold, and the way that the lines that Wayne laid down in 1968. So it's amazing to see that power carving surfing never goes out of style, and in my mind, power rules, man.
Well, Matt Wilkinson definitely delivered some big hits on that last ride. No, it's hard to make comparisons to someone who had as much power off the top as Occy, but I do feel like on the bottom hand turn, there is a comparison to be made there with Matt Wilkinson. The way he just leans and looks up at the lip, and we're going to see it on this ride.
Yeah, and I love his wide stance. You know, he's got that wide power stance. He just loves to carve, and he manages to do these deep, deep bottom turns and shoot vertically up like that. You know, not a lot of guys can do that. They do the deep bottom turn and they might come up with a free fall floater, but he's a real, like, natural born carver.
And bringing this one right through to the inside. Wilco looking for a finish on the bricks there, but can't quite stick it. But still, it's going to be better than the 1.83.
Whereas if you're loading up off the bottom of that back foot, you're really turning off the fins. Take a look at this wave here. I like the wave choice. I think that it's, a nice size set wave, but it really didn't cooperate. It was a bit flatter on the face. Hard to tell when you look straight on like this, but you could tell right here, just this midsection didn't have the load up, the water that it should carry as it went through that inside section, but he stays with it because I think he realized it's going to grow here, so he can make up on this inside section. Nice snap there, but had to chase it, and then gets around here and the wave flattens out again, and he had to carve through it. Nice work to stay with it, but that section really didn't cooperate. Similar there, where he got a little hiccup, and then the bottom turn hiccup got late to that one and went down. So, it's going to be probably in the good range, but I feel like, again, when you look at what's happened today, especially those title contenders, you got to be putting big numbers up there. And so that 6.17 that he just received, got to wipe that away and get up there back in the 9s.
And it's been, you know, the first time today that we've seen someone take control like Italo. He had the lead from the beginning. It's the first time that we've actually seen that change and you get the win. I mean, how important was it to keep your composure when the pressure was on you?
Oh, I wasn't feeling that stressful out there. I was just like trying to understand my body, you know, like the way you react when the swell is pumping like that. And as I said before, like I only need to calm myself down and just to focus more and go back to the competitor mode. And I knew if I had one more chance, like I would have get the score, you know, because when you put yourself in that like focus and you know, like you can do whatever it takes to win. Yeah.
And the waves are pumping. How do you motivate for round 4?
I'm super tired right now. I'm gonna have so many fruits and some juice and some water and just I'm still pumped. It's pumping out there, and I hope like it's gonna get better so we can get some barrels.
You know, we've got that tide moving out, so that outside section is not going to have as much water. It's breaking in shallower water, so it's going to have a less steep face. You got to choose the right wave that's going to be a little bit more loaded up on that outside section. This one had to, you know, just transition across the kind of flatter sections, and then finally you start to see it turn the corner. This is where it gets into that deeper water. It bends back at him, and then there, that little tuck underneath, it felt like he wanted to tag the lip there. In my eyes, I was looking at it going, oh, he's going to tag it, and then he just kind of pulled underneath. So again, just cruising, but this section here, look at this. I mean, a long, deep, impossible section, and of course, it shuts down on him, unfortunately. Not able to doggy door out the bottom, so another pretty average score for Jack Freestone.
Turning this heat at the moment, but he'll be chasing something a lot bigger. He's still got time to get the job done with 2 rides. Here goes Wilco. Strong first turn. Banks off the bottom. A risky move there, getting his board vertical, getting tangled up in the lip with all that wind blowing. Easy to get caught behind, but he sticks with it. And now starts to load up a highline trim to set up this inside section. Drives up into the pocket. Pushes that board right around. More of a vertical approach there and just stabs the fins through the top of the wave. A solid finish.
That risky move where he went straight up vertical.
Here goes Freestone. A clean wall and an equally clean slice to get started. Again, hooks off the top. Changing his approach now, leaning hard on the back foot. This will be Jack's best wave. He's tucked into the barrel and squeaks out through the bottom of the curtain. A good looking wave and really linking well on this one. Punching through on the closeout. A great exchange on the 15-minute mark.
Really like Jack's turnaround here in this heat. That's exactly what he needed to do. Has been right in the mix each and every heat. So good wave choice here. Third wave of the set, but it's a little bit bigger again, so it goes outside of the whitewater line of Wilco's wave. And these carbs were on point. Really holding the rail through it, putting the water into the wind, and then the barrel barely squeaks underneath, so made it kind of late. So he's super deep in the section and then was able to squirt out the bottom and then managed to get a few more turns through that inside section. So he finished with several maneuvers and the barrel. As we take a look at the outside section for Wilco, 2 snaps on the outside. Again, his wave choice here, knowing that it's going to turn and bend onto the reef on the inside section. Getting the turns on the outside and then a little quiet moment, but here carrying a ton of speed. That big highline approach, carrying all that speed into this next section. Accentuates that turn by carving through it and then snapping into it, and then that final move with money. And so much experience in all of the venues. You know, a former pike master. You know, Tahiti's done well.
Here we go, Freestone up. Again, throwing everything at that first turn, just sliding across the lip. So chasing an 8.58 and really looks like he's going to start throwing some risk into these turns. A clean hit there, needs more. Trying to set up the inside, tucks into the barrel for a moment. Is he still in there? Can't see him.
I think at that point he was trying to get as much as he could out of that barrel. by stalling and put him too high in the lip.
Matt Wilkinson now. He gets an opportunity. He's trying to improve on a 7.67.
Take a look here first at Jack Freestone. This one getting some release, sliding through it. Somehow maintains control, and he really didn't look like he was out of control with that release. He was able to glide with it freely. But again, when you do that kind of thing and you lose those fins, you have to gain your speed back up, and it takes away from the flow, and I think that's going to affect the score here. And then, of course, the fall at the end sets up the barrel, but trying to, I don't even think he was trying to stall. He just got put up into the lip and got sucked over.
Matt Wilkinson looking over his shoulder at the moment because a bit of an insider here, and Freestone's going to elect to go. It's a pretty decent looking wall. He needs to get going, pulls into the barrel to get started, building up some speed, trying to drive around this whitewater section. He does that. Needs a huge finish here, and you can see the disappointment there, the wave not really cooperating. So wave selection pretty solid from Wilco there, and he gets his opportunity on the next wave. He gets caught behind 3 minutes to go.
Well, that set did not break on the outside section. It moved to the inside, so they chased it down, and when all that water loads up, it runs really quickly. And that's what happened to Jack. I mean, I was very surprised even after that barrel, he was able to get around that section, but then it loaded up one more time through that impossible section and just went too fast. Same thing happened to Matt Wilkinson, so 2 throwaway scores. Because of the barrel on the outside, I mean, he pulled right in, wasn't super deep. I mean, he really needed a bit more from this wave. I mean, that section there, I don't know how he was able to keep all that speed, but he does. Quick transition in and out of that move and looking for the barrel again, but it doesn't happen. Ends up having to kick out.
Their first head-to-head heat. Seen a lot of that today. It's been good. A bit of a shift up after Fiji means that the seeding is a little different for this contest, and we're seeing some first-time matchups. This one's been pretty solid for Matt Wilkinson.
Beautiful turn there. Connects with that second, but just too fast. You know, and again, when that set moves down the point like that, those waves are going to move really quickly. You want the ones that will kind of cap on that outer corner right in front of Sharon's place, right in the house out there, and that's your kind of lineup.
Another round in the bag here at the Corona Open, and still wearing the yellow jersey is Matt Wilkinson. Through to the 4th round, he'll take on Connor Coffin and Michel Perez in Heat 4. Later on this afternoon, a solid heat score total. Jack Freestone, he's going to be chasing a big finish at the next stop over in Tahiti.